Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Unique Moments, where we take a moment to breathe, take a moment to pause, reconnecting mind, body, and spirit. And it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I want to start by giving gratitude for this day. I'm grateful for the fact that I woke up, the fact that I have my voice, the fact I'm grateful for my limbs, I'm grateful for um, my body for keeping me safe as I slept through the night. I'm grateful for the bed that I'm sitting on. I'm grateful for my apartment, my space, that I have a space to live in, to dwell in. I'm grateful for my coffee. I'm grateful for the vibe of a slow morning. I'm grateful for my listeners, my viewers. Um, I'm grateful for stillness. I'm grateful for my ability to hear, not only physically, but spiritually. I'm grateful for my family, for my friends, for my loved ones, for my connections. I'm grateful for the people that I have yet to meet. I'm grateful for the opportunities that have yet to come my way, for everything that I have, for everything that I will have, and for everything that has left me. I'm grateful for those things. I'm grateful for the people that have left my life. I'm grateful that I have another 24 hours, God willing, another 24 hours, another day, another chance. I'm grateful for everything that I may have the opportunity to experience today. For the people that I could come in contact with today. I'm grateful for the ability to meet myself, to sit with myself, to be with myself, for the power of stillness, for the power of listening. I'm grateful for the knowledge that I have yet to learn. I'm grateful for the knowledge that I can implement. I'm grateful for my body, the fact that I can move my body, the fact that I can walk, the fact that I can run, the fact that I can work out. I'm grateful for my home, my home. I'm grateful for my sense of self, for my mind. I'm grateful for my independent mind, for my critical thinking skills. I'm grateful for the ability to emote, to feel my feelings, to feel my emotions, to sit with my feelings, to sit with my emotions. And I give gratitude to this message, to this episode. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about going slow. But before we get into the episode, we are going to pull a card from the mindfulness deck. These are the little pop-out quotes. I can't believe we're in May. Literally about to be June. I feel like 2026 just started. Okay, what's the card? So we got this is so funny. This is why I like the cards, because it's literally so random, but so cohesive, so on point. What did I say the episode was going to be about? Going slow. This is what the card says. We can enjoy this journey by consciously slowing ourselves down. Anne Brian Smolin. That is insane to me. That's insane. Like, I could have picked any card. Anyways, clearly that's the topic of the episode. We can enjoy this journey by consciously slowing ourselves down. Quite literally everything I wanted to talk about. Slowing down and going slow. So this came to me. So this past Sunday was Mother's Day, and me and my mom we did this like wellness event thing, and it was we had a trail. We like walked a nature trail and like did a bunch of other things. And on the trail, they had these like posters, supposed to be like a conversation card. And it was cool. We were just walking and talking, having conversations. And one of the cards was like, describe each other and an animal, or if I was an animal, what animal would I be? And so me and my mom did that. And the animal she chose for me was a sloth. And I was like, look, I was very offended at first. I was very offended. And then she broke it down. And she was like, you just do things when you want to do things. Like you do things when you're ready to do things, and it's like at your own pace. And at first I thought it was like giving like, like lazy, like moving slow and just not really just kind of like that slow, like lazy energy, which is what she was saying, kind of, but not in a bad way. And I started thinking about that, and I was like, you know what, you're right. Like you definitely are right. Like I do things when I'm ready to do them. And that's just so funny that the card literally says we can enjoy this journey by consciously slowing ourselves down. And I think for me, I'm not consciously doing it. I'm not like, oh, I need to go slow to savor this moment and to be in the present and to take it all in. Like, no, it's not a conscious thing at all. I'm just literally like, oh, like I'll get to it when I get to it. I'll get to it when I feel like it. And that's not always a good thing, because I think on the one hand, we could say time is an illusion and it doesn't exist. And it's just this metric that we've all made up, that we are going to do things by a certain time. And this is how we judge the time of day and all the things. On the one hand, time is very real. It is a time right now in the day, in the year, in the month. Like it's a metric. It's a real metric. Um, But in the larger sense of it, I truly, truly, truly believe that everything happens in divine timing. Everything happens exactly when and as it should happen, and not a moment sooner, not a moment later, and in the way that it's meant to happen. Like, even one of the other conversation cards was, I think it was like, if you could go back with the wisdom that you know now, would you do anything differently? And my mom was like, no, because the only reason that you're here in this moment right now is because of everything that led up to here. And the way that life is so crazy and that circumstances work out is like a very particular, precise set of events and possibilities and potential realities that had to play out for you to get here. If any one thing was off, if any one thing was different, you would have a different outcome. You would quite literally have a different outcome. And so she was like, no, I don't wish I would do anything differently, because then I wouldn't be where I was. And she was like, who's to say if I wouldn't have done something differently, I wouldn't have had the kids that I had, and then I wouldn't have had you, and then you wouldn't have had your life. And it's a whole cause and effect thing. Um, and so I think because of that, everything happens exactly when it's supposed to happen. And don't get me wrong, I don't think you should just take your sweet time with everything. I do think we have deadlines, for projects, for work, for ourselves, for life. You don't want to be 40 years old still working on the same goal when you were 25 because you have time. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But I think to a certain degree, if you're like tuned in with your body and tuned in with your spirit and your cycles and your moods, and how you create, how you procrastinate, and how you get work done, and how you're productive, I think when you're tuned in, you realize everything does truly have a rhythm. And sometimes you can go the whole burnout route and force yourself and be disciplined and set a schedule. And if that works for you, that works for you. But what I'm learning for me specifically is that does not work for me. It's like, if I do things before I'm ready to do them, or if I do things before they're ready, it's like it just doesn't come out right. It doesn't come out right. And I think that goes with listening to your tuition. You're listening to your intuition and your inner self and your higher guidance, and following your instructions, following your divine wisdom. And I think when you do that, when you're tuned into your internal compass, what's for you cannot miss you, quite literally, because everything happens in divine timing. Over just even the past 3 to 4 weeks, things have just been happening so perfectly. And perfect is a loose word because nothing's perfect, but it's just in divine timing, in divine alignment. Like, there's no way that, like, I just happened to be here at this time to meet this person that led to this opportunity. It's like it all works together so perfectly. And so I was like, I'll take that. being sloth like, and I'll remix it and make it a positive. And I don't think she meant it in a negative way at all, but I was just thinking about that. Like, it's like I'm just not worried. And I think on the one hand, there's an extreme of, kind of being careless and carefree and not worried about the future and not putting things in place and making a plan. And like, I do think we benefit by having some sort of structure, depending on how you want to live and what you want to accomplish. But I think if you're just out here freestyling it, again, I truly, truly even think if you were going that route, it would still all work out. Like, I think everything just always works out. And I think depending on how much structure and organization and effort we put forth, determines how well and how smooth the journey might be. And like, if you're just kind of out here doing whatever, knowing that it's all going to work out, it will maybe not in the way, maybe not in the best way possible, but it's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. And I think I just have that knowing. Like, I just always keep that knowing with me, which is like, there's no rush, but sometimes it feels like there's a rush. And again, I don't know how it's already made. It feels like time is like speeding up very, very quickly, very, very quickly. Things are happening very quickly. Even being so present and in the moment with things, it still just feels like everything is happening so fast. Like, how is half of the year already over? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Um, and so I think feeling that way, oh, time is speeding up, how are we already in May, Q2, like in trying to get all the things, I feel like it can be like almost an automatic unconscious thing to do things quickly. And I think there is something to say about, getting things done and executing and not procrastinating and capitalizing on momentum. I do think that that's also very practical and necessary. But I think when you start to tune into the deeper rhythm of life, there are ebbs and flows. You feel the energy. You know when you kind of need to rush, and not even rush, but when you kind of need to just be on top of it and be proactive about things and pursue things quickly. And that's not to say that, like, because I think rushing is linked to, like, you think you're going to miss something. Like, I'm rushing to finish this thing so I don't miss it. I'm rushing to eat my meal so I don't go hungry. I'm rushing to get to the gym so I don't go to bed late. I'm rushing to get out the door so I don't go to work late. It's like you think you're going to miss something. And I do think you have to kind of afford yourself more time to slow down, to not rush. I think obviously probably no one wants to be rushing 24/7, but it's like, okay, have you given yourself time? Have you allocated time to not rush? Like, it's like you need slow down time. We need slow down time, especially with like everything just happening so fast. I think it only happens when we have to consciously slow down and enjoy the journey. And I think that's the thing. And that's the whole thing with the taking a breath and taking a pause and just remembering that it's all working out, and you're going to get there when you get there. And yes, put in effort. Yes, put your best foot forward, but know that what's for you can't miss you. What's for you can't miss you. And I truly believe that. And that's why I'm such a fan of slow living, because it's like, unless it's like something that's timed or a limited number of something, or like, it's like constricted in that way, I don't see the need to rush. And I think when you rush, you tend to make mistakes or skip steps or overlook things. And so there is a power in slowing down. There is a power in enjoying the journey consciously. And even um, just noticing. Like, I think when you afford yourself the time to slow down, and maybe that's going for a walk every day, and an undistracted walk, maybe that's walking in nature, maybe that's meditating every day, maybe that's listening to a song, consciously listening to music, not just putting it on when you have something to do or putting it on in the background, consciously listening to the song, whether it's the lyrics that you like, whether it's the beat that you like, whether it's the instruments, whether it's whatever it is, consciously slowing down to make time to listen to it. That's why, like, I love activities like that. Listening to music, listening to live music, such a great activity. You're just slowing down and enjoying. Even food, slowing down and enjoying, making sure you're really enjoying the meal, enjoying the conversation, enjoying the people that you're conversing with, or yourself if you are eating with yourself. Just enjoying the moment, like really putting yourself in the present moment and consciously slowing down to take it all in, to enjoy it, to revel in it, to be in it, to quite literally be in the present moment, consciously slowing that down. And I think I'm a fan of slow living because it's like you just get to savor it and really see what's there. I think unless your life is set up in like a very unique way to where you, let's say, wake up and do whatever you want, I think outside of that, the days are pretty similar. And the things that you do on a daily basis are like very repetitive. You know, you go to work, you eat dinner, you hang with friends, you go to work out, you read books, you go shopping, you watch TV, you eat meals, you read books, you go shopping, you work out, you watch TV, you go to work, you go grocery shopping, you do laundry. You know, it's a lot of repetitive things. Um, and so I think the days can start to blend together if you're not slowing down and taking the time. Even if yesterday looks 99% similar to today, it's not. It's a different day. You're a different you. You're a new version of yourself every morning. At least that's how I think about it. I'm new. I'm new today. I'm new. And what are you going to do with that newness? And I think when you are unconsciously living and not slowing down and not paying attention to, just not consciously slowing down and paying attention, it just gets easy to kind of feel like you look up and where has the time gone. But I think when you're consciously in it, consciously living, you don't have that. What have I been doing for the last 3 years? Because you've been in it, you've been present, you've been observing day by day. Even if the days look very similar and they're blending together, you're realizing you're getting something out of each day. And I think that goes back to the gratitude, because it's like if I'm able to consciously slow down and consciously be present with my meal, or be present with my dog, or be present when talking to my mom, or be present when talking to my family, it's like it just adds a deeper, richer life experience, in my opinion. Because I think, again, unless you have a unique life, or unless you set your life up to where you can wake up and do whatever you want and every day is a blissful day, I think, there are some things in life that we probably might not want to deal with, or might not want to be in, or might not want to participate in. But I think when you're able to find that bit of gratitude, to find that little bit of slowing down and that little bit of presence, it enriches the experience. And even if you're doing something that you hate, it's like, can you come back to, I'm getting to do this right now. I could be homeless under a bridge on my last breath somewhere, God forbid, but that could be me. That could be me. So I'm grateful for where I'm at. I may not want to be sitting in traffic right now, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have a vehicle to sit in traffic in, and that I had a place that I had to go to come from, to be in the traffic is a privilege. I think you have to start thinking of everything as a privilege, even if it's not a great thing. It's a privilege to be able to sit in traffic. It's a privilege to be able to have bills. It's a privilege to be able to have arguments with people. At least you have your people. It's like always bringing it back to the foundational thing. I may be upset that I got a parking ticket. I'm grateful that I have a car. I may be upset that I'm a little overweight. I'm grateful that I have food that I can eat. I may be upset that I just was broken up with. I had an experience with someone to create the factors to be broken up with. Just flipping it. Because there's something enjoyable always. There's something enjoyable always. And I think you don't realize it when you're moving too fast and when you're rushing, when you're going. And there's a book. I recommend by Neil Donald Walsh on, I don't think it's about slow living, but conscious living, something like that. But yeah, just kept thinking about, like, the story of the tortoise and the hare. Who won the race? It's the tortoise. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. And again, that doesn't mean go at a sloth's pace or at a tortoise's pace. It's not like slow on purpose. It's just like slowing down. And to go slow is to go fast. Truly, truly, truly. Truly, 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 to go slow is to go fast. So I think that's the key. And that's what I'm focusing on. And that's what I'm working on, is just not going as slow as I can, but just consciously slowing down, enjoying the journey. The journey is the destination. And allowing myself to arrive, allowing myself time to not rush, affording myself more space in the day. How can I make the most out of this day? How can I get to the end of the day and not feel like, where has the day gone? How can I get to the end of the day and not feel like, where has the day gone? Because I was present with the day. I was present with myself. I was present with the activities that I was doing. I was present with the thoughts that I was having. I was present with the interactions. Being present. It always comes back to the present. I think that was all I had for today. And until next time.